are able to park. Why is that very valuable, you know? A friend of mine says that the Romans don't find the parking place. The Romans makes the parking place, you know? They park everywhere, guys. Everywhere. You see this palace on the right? This palace was built in the 17th century and it was designed by Gian Lorenzo Bernini. And it was built for a noble family called the Odescalchi that still today owns this palace, you know. And this family doesn't own all of this palace here. There are lots of properties outside Rome, plenty of castles, you know. And one of those castles is the Bracciano Castle, which is in a wonderful place outside Rome overlooking a lake. And it is used for very important weddings. Even Tom Cruise got married inside of the Bracciano Castle owned by this family. Pity that, you know, they're not all happy ending weddings. Just a detail. Allora, the name of this square, because this is a square, even if it doesn't look like, is a Piazza Santi Apostoli, Saint Apostles Square. The name comes from the church that we have just crossed. You see across the street. That's the Church of the Saint Apostles, which is famous because in 1564, when Michelangelo died, he was buried inside the church, you know, because Michelangelo was living in front of us, on the right side of the palace with the flags that you see. You see the palace? You know, Michelangelo's house was on the right side, but it's not there anymore because it was pulled down for the construction of the next square that we will see, which is called the Venice Square. So he died there and he was buried inside the church. But you know, he was from Florence originally. So sometime after he died, a group of people from Florence, and among them a few relatives of Michelangelo, were sent to, you know, from Florence to Rome by the ruler of Florence, Cosimo de' Medici. They were sent down here, they came to the church, they took the body of Michelangelo away, and they brought him back to Florence. So today, Michelangelo is buried in the Church of the Holy Cross, which is in Florence, Santa Croce. When we turn around the corner, guys, I look out for this fire hydrant that was placed exactly in the way. A we cielo mi vai. Io faccio la dieta, non dimagro. Faccio sport. those ruins are 2,000 years old. You know? They date back to the time of the Emperor Hadrian. They look brand new, but you know they're not. It is
C'è fermo che sto abbassando.
was a place where the philosophers discussed about politics and philosophy. You know, the rooms. Come on up there. Allora, the rooms, some of the rooms were used for, you know, public reading of poetry. But now, you know, you have to use your imagination, guys, because we are entering in the ancient city center. And there isn't so much left. Because so much has gone for the construction of this monument. That's what the Romans were writing. So for building this huge monument, so much of the ancient city had to be destroyed, you know? So imagine the ancient city center was a very big area, which goes from here down to the Colosseum. We haven't seen the Colosseum yet, but it's there at the end of the street. And this huge area was divided into many different squares, built in different periods of time, but all connected one to the other. Now we are entering in the largest of those squares, which was the one built 2,000 years ago by the Emperor Traiano. Allora, this was the largest of the squares, even if it was the last one ever built in chronological order, 2nd century. There isn't so much left in this area, except the column that now you see in front of you. Which is 2,000 years old.
我跟你讲，是由拱门发展
It
过
looks
来的。
brand new again,
像
but
技
you
术
know,
在
it's 2,000 years old. This one, yeah, look at that. Not fake, it's original. You see, it's all super. All those Northern Romania. Because under the Emperor Trajan, there was the one.
This kid is thirsty.
The guy was saying
Allora,
water,
quello
water,
che
just try something.
is all painted and colorful, but you don't see. And you see all those
Acqua. Water, aqua.
Yeah, the one is in front of the parliament, close to the parliament, Piazza Colonna. Let's enter in this area, guys, from here. Let's go downstairs, so we walk now at the original level, and from the forum, the square of the Emperor Trajan, we will reach to the left down. And we will pass also through the forum of Julius Caesar. Allora, there isn't any metal detector here, but you have to open your bags for the security, okay? And I have the key kits. So we have to go in, not all together, but you know.